In the distant land of Miran, nestled between shadowed mountains and deep rivers, there existed a city that never slept. Not because of noise or people, but because of the light. A mystical orb, floating above the city square, glowed endlessly with a silvery brilliance, casting day into every corner of the city, no matter the hour. It was a gift from the Ancient Ones, a power that kept darkness and evil far away. For centuries, the people of Miran lived in peace. Farmers grew golden wheat without fear of storms. Children played at midnight without worry. The city gates remained open. Light meant life. Light meant protection. But no one knew why the orb glowed, or what would happen if it ever stopped. Chapter 1. The Whisper in the Wind. Ilya, a young girl with wild auburn hair and eyes the color of dusk, had always felt the light differently than others. Where others felt warmth, she felt warning. On her 16th birthday, while staring at the orb from the rooftop of her family's bakery, she heard it whisper. Not in words, but in feelings. Fear. Urgency. Loss. She rushed inside, brushing flour off her father's sleeves. Papa. The light. Something's wrong. Her father, Garan, a thick-bellied man with arms like tree trunks, laughed gently. The light is always fine, my star. Maybe it's the sun baking your head. But Ilya couldn't shake the feeling. She began visiting the orb each night. Sitting beneath it, listening, the whispers grew louder. The colors of the light began to flicker, barely, but enough for her to notice. Blue turned violet, then gray. She wasn't the only one who noticed. Chapter 2. The Scholar's Secret. Far from the city square, hidden among scrolls and crumbling books, lived old Tenril, a forgotten scholar once mocked for claiming the light was not eternal. When Ilya came to him, he laughed bitterly. So now they believe the madman? She begged him to explain. Tenril opened a scroll as long as a dining table, revealing sketches of the orb, maps of the skies, and symbols Ilya couldn't understand. It was never ours, he said. The orb. It came from the stars. A gift or a warning. Its power is fading because the seal is weakening. What's seal? He pointed to an ancient passage. When the light flickers thrice, the shadow below shall rise. Ilya's blood ran cold. What shadow? Tenril shook his head. No one alive knows. But the last time it flickered, the ground split open. Chapter 3. Shadows Awaken. That night, the orb flickered. Once. Then again, 2 nights later. Twice. Panic spread. Crops wilted in a single hour. Cattle refused to move. People whispered of nightmares. All the same. A black tower rising in the mountains, cloaked in smoke, with a single red eye watching. Ilya decided she had no choice. She would travel to the mountains, find the source of the darkness, and try to stop it before the third flicker. Tenril gave her an ancient compass, unlike any she'd seen. It didn't point north, but toward what you seek most. It spun in circles until she whispered, "Truth." Then it steadied, pointing toward the forgotten peaks. Chapter 4. The Path of Flame. Ilya journeyed beyond the borders of Miran, where no one had dared go in decades. She crossed the Silver River, fought through forests of whispering vines, and climbed cliffs where no birds flew. In the caves below the peaks, she met a creature unlike any other, Korin, a fire spirit once imprisoned by the Ancient Ones. "You walk the path of ruin, girl," it hissed, "but you carry the key." The key to what? To the truth and to the light's end. Before she could ask more, a quake split the mountain. From deep within, a roar echoed. Not beast. Not man. Something older. The third flicker came. The light in Miran went out. Chapter 5. Darkness Comes. The third flicker was not a flicker, it was a failure. Across the city of Miran, torches flared but gave no warmth. The silver orb in the sky, once brilliant and alive, now hung like a dead star. People screamed. Babies cried. Even the animals fell silent. Something ancient had awakened. At the peak of the forgotten mountains, Ilya watched the light vanish. Behind her, The fire spirit Corin hissed low. It begins. The seal is broken. What is coming? Ilya asked. Corin's flame dimmed, a rare sign of fear. The Nightfather. He was sealed long ago beneath this world. The orb above your city was a prison lock, a glowing cage. You worshipped your jailer. The truth burned more than fire. The light had not protected them. It had contained something worse. Chapter 6. Into the Dark. Ilya refused to give in to fear. With Tenryl's ancient compass still pointing forward, she pushed into the mountain's heart. Down, through tunnels carved by forgotten hands. Each step took her deeper into a realm untouched by sun or time. In a hidden chamber, walls etched with symbols older than Miran, she found a mirror. Black glass, framed in dragonone. When she stepped close, it rippled. A voice spoke, but not aloud. It spoke in her mind. Ilya? It was her mother's voice. But Ilya's mother had died when she was 3. You cannot stop him. Let the shadow rise. Let the world forget the light. No, she whispered. I won't. The mirror cracked. A hand burst through, skeletal, yet wrapped in shadow flesh. The Nightfather had seen her. Corin arrived in a blaze and pulled her away just in time. You were tested. And you resisted. Few do. Ilya realized. The Nightfather used illusion, memory, fear. But she still had her will. And the compass. Chapter 7. The 3 Flames. To reseal the Nightfather, Tenryl's scroll had mentioned 3 flames, one of fire, one of truth, and one of sacrifice. Corin gave her the flame of fire, a spark from his own core. The second lies with the Moonseer, he said. But she will not give it freely. Ilya climbed to the mountain's shadow side, where the Moonseer, a blind woman of marble skin, awaited her. I know why you've come, the Moonseer said. But truth has a cost. What cost? The Moonseer placed a pale hand on Ilya's chest. You must give up all lies, even the comforting ones. Vision struck Ilya's mind like lightning. Her father, hiding the truth of her birth. Her own fears of being weak. Her denial that she mattered. Each truth hurt, but Ilya faced them. The Moonseer nodded and opened her hand. A flame of white crystal hovered above her palm. The flame of truth. Now only one remained, the flame of sacrifice. Chapter 8. The Gate Below. Back in Miran, the city was crumbling. Without the light, chaos spread. The people turned on one another. Tenryl was imprisoned by guards blaming him for the collapse. Garan, Ilya's father, tried to rally peace, but no one listened. Ilya returned, weary and aged by what she had seen. She freed Tenryl, and together, they followed the compass to the oldest place in the city, beneath the palace, where the first stone was laid. There, they found it, a black gate, pulsing like a heartbeat. It was opening. Shadows spilled through the cracks. Tenryl gasped. We're too late. No, Ilya said, holding out the 2 flames. One flame remains. Tenryl's eyes filled with tears. The flame of sacrifice must come from a soul who offers themselves, willingly and with love. Ilya turned to him. Tell my father, I love him. Before he could stop her, Ilya stepped toward the gate. The shadows lunged, but as they touched her, the flames in her hands merged, and her spirit burned bright. A burst of light exploded outward, swallowing the darkness, sealing the gate once more. She vanished in the blaze. Chapter 9. A New Light. When the sun rose the next morning, it did so naturally for the first time in 1,000 years. Above Miran, the orb did not return. But in the city square, a single white tree had grown overnight. From its branches, a soft light glowed, warm, gentle, and alive. The people gathered around it, weeping and whispering Ilya's name. Tenryl carved her story into stone. Corin, now mortal, guarded the city in her honor. And Garan, every morning, lit a candle by the tree, whispering, My star, you saved us all.